Welcome to the Trailchasers podcast.
This episode is presented by Nexen Tire. We love the Roadian MTX tires, and we're so happy with the way they perform. They are great on the road, and they're absolute beasts off-road. Go to nexentireusa.com and get a set for your rig. And the show's also brought to you by Icon Vehicle Dynamics. The Icon team takes a holistic approach to their products to ensure that all components work together so you get the most out of your vehicle. If you want to take your vehicle to the next level, go check out what they have for your rig at iconvehicledynamics.com.
Today on the show, we talk about the history of the podcast. Why? Jose. Our plan was to play recorded interviews from last week's winter expedition, but Jose had to get sick and miss the trip. So now you get to listen to us ramble on about COVID and previous episodes. You know, the good old days.
Hey, man, I didn't want to get treated like a leper. Or maybe I do, and I would end up on some tropical island paradise.
How do you end up on a tropical island paradise being a leper?
That's in Hawaii, dude. That's
Is that where they send people?
So you then get green shit all over your skin and you get to tropical paradise.
Oh, I didn't know that. I would have had you come over. It is 6:31 on Monday, December 21st. We are streaming live. It appears that we are streaming live and we have viewers coming into the chat room now.
Yeah, we're live.
It has been a crazy week. And we don't have a plan for tonight. So tonight is going to be just a random assortment of nonsense as opposed to the scheduled planned out. Yeah,
this is gonna be a good episode then.
So disclosure, if this is your first episode, please do not let this be your first episode. Go back and find another one that's better.
Which one?
Yeah, then again,
yeah, which one?
Yeah, I don't know which one that would be. Last week we interviewed Kevin Jones and
you interviewed him. I just kind of rambled like in the background. Clearly having drank a bunch of beers at that point. I think that was
a good interview, dude. I listened to it this past weekend. It was good.
Yeah, I was very happy with it because it was very most of the time when we do interviews, not most of the time, a lot of the time when we do interviews, when they show up on the screen here in the studio, that's the first time we've seen or talked to them, other than a couple text messages about, hey, we want you to have on the show. We had the benefit of being able to hang out and talk to Kevin for the entire day out there on the trail and kind of get a feel for who he was. So I think that was reflected in the interview. It was more natural. It was more like, hey, we know this guy. We've been hanging out with him for a while.
Well, not only that, it's like that had been this interview has been rescheduled like 3 times.
Yeah.
So there's been like constant communication back and forth with Kevin.
I'm very, very, very happy with the way the audio came out.
Surprisingly.
Came out really good.
I literally just set my laptop on a cardboard box and we all sat around it and talked. Like that's all I did. And I had set my phone up. Remember, man, I set my phone up. My phone was great until the screen went off. Like the recording, the sound on the phone was actually better than the sound on the computer. But it looks like when the screen timed out, so did the recording. So I got like the first 2 minutes and then it was all blank after that.
Oh.
So note to self. But again, for sitting by a tailgate in the middle of the desert, it came out pretty good as far as audio is concerned.
Yeah, no, the audio was pretty good. The quality.
Yeah, so that's good to know that we can do that if we have to. And speaking of which, Kevin is going to. We're texting with Kevin right now. He's going to be picking a winner for the new follower contest we did for Kevin. I think we netted him a good 10 or 12 people.
Nice.
Cool.
So
What was that?
I got an email.
Oh, okay.
So I had to disconnect from that. But so he'll send us a text message in a little bit with the name of the new winner, and we'll announce that person. As promised last week, I told you guys that I would wear my Christmas present from Scott and his family, and here it is. It says, "Let's ride," they said. It'll be fun, they said. And the guys on a mountain bike crashing.
Oh, I thought he was in flames. Like, oh my God.
He's crashing in a bush. So
Either one is good for Matt. Either burning in flames or falling. It doesn't matter.
I thought it was better that he was falling into flames.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like.
Somehow, like those old 70s movies where, dude, you just went off a cliff. That doesn't mean it has to explode. And it just does.
In the middle of the air. Yeah,
in the middle of the air.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can only blow up so many 69 Chargers, you know? So it's like well,
cars back then.
So can I don't know, have I
exactly.
I don't know if I've told you guys this story. So this may be a rerun for someone that has already heard it. So back in the day, one of my really good friends worked at Walt Disney at the Burbank Studios, and he had this piece of crap white Mitsubishi Mirage, a little 4-door sedan, and he had parked in the parking structure and backed it into one of the parking spaces at the very end. You know how people make turns around the parking structure? At the very end, he comes out from work. The whole front end of his car is crushed.
Yeah.
Crushed with a note on it that said, "I'm sorry, I ran over your car." So he calls the number. It was someone that worked at the studio. The guy was driving a big dually, and he didn't judge it right. And when he came around the corner, the back end of his truck drove over the top of it.
Wow.
So the guy that crushed it was the head of stunt coordination for Alias. Do you remember the show Alias?
Yeah. Oh, Jennifer Garner, right?
So they literally paid him cash.
Nice. That's the only thing I remember about that
I never watched it, but yes, I do remember that.
I never watched it either.
They paid him cash for the car, more than it was worth, and all they did is put it on the set and blow it up.
Nice.
So he was able to go out and buy a better car because he just got ran over in the parking lot.
Nice.
Right place, right time, dude.
Hey, maybe somebody, there's only hope. There's hope for you with that Ford. I mean, maybe somebody will run it down and then he can get something better.
Maybe someone can run over it.
Lessons learned.
I'm still driving the work truck, the Ford, the F-150 Ford.
Well, I mean, if that one gets run over, it's no big deal.
It's just temporary. Well, Tammy needs my car right now. Hers is in the shop. So
what's wrong with it? What's wrong with that thing?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Oh,
I didn't tell you this.
No.
Yeah, Tammy doesn't listen to the show, so she got into a little fender bender. So she was at the shopping center over here by the house, and that shopping center is a shit show, man. Trying to get first of all, it's packed every weekend, doesn't matter. And then just the way they've configured parking lots now, it's like you can only go out this way, but you can only turn right. And it's just a disaster.
It's like bad planning.
Yeah. So as she was coming out of an aisle and turning
might as well just park in the street.
Yeah.
Just F it.
As she was coming out of an aisle and turning right to get in line for the others.
And I mean like the middle of the street. Screw it. Screw everybody.
So as she was coming out and turning right, so she, you're making a right turn. She looked left to make sure no one was coming. As she's making a right turn, across the way, another lady was coming out making a left. And so by the time Tammy turned her head back around, the car was in front of her and stopped. And she just bumped the bumper on the other car. And it's, they're plastic bumpers now. So her bumper was all tweaked in the front.
Did anything explode?
No.
There was no explosions?
Yeah. Well, what's exploding is Jose's nose in that microphone.
Are you okay, Jose?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it's like it's kind of turning me on.
Yeah,
a little bit.
It's like you're blowing. It's like you're blowing in my ear.
I haven't seen you in a while. And you haven't been on the trip and all that stuff. Breathing heavy in my ears.
Breathing heavy in the ears. So she's her car's supposed to be done, I think, tomorrow. So I just grabbed one of the spare trucks from the shop. And
it must be nice.
You know what?
Hey guys, I'm going to take one of these trucks. And they were like,
tell me anything.
It's just a bunch of Fords. Let him take however many he wants.
Well,
I mean, shit, dude, you got like 80 tailgates over there.
Well, we got rid of the tailgates. We sold the tail. So
okay.
That was another story. When I first came on board, like right before I started, they had ordered a whole fleet of trucks, F-150s, and all the service trucks have the service caps on the back of them. Well, they didn't. They ordered the trucks and they didn't check the box. It said it doesn't need a tailgate. So they had 30 tailgates in the warehouse. They're able to sell them and get rid of them. But it was that was a disaster. The first truck I got into I drove for a day and a half. As soon as I got down the street, the check engine light is on. I was like, no. So I came back, give me another one. So I got a newer one.
And then we found an old Dodge that used to be from back in the 70s. I've been driving it since. No problem.
This one, when I first got in it, all 4 tires were low on pressure, and the front end alignment's a little bit off. But I was able to put air in the tires, and it's been fine. I've been driving it just fine. Like I said, drove it out to Van Nuys today. So
gross
sauce.
That sucked.
It's
gross sauce. What would you put gross sauce on?
You know what? I don't know. I usually say awesome sauce. Like that's like when you do something awesome with awesome sauce on top.
I think you've said lame sauce too.
Lame sauce a couple times, yeah. But gross sauce, I figure that's like, I don't know. It's gross and you put sauce on it. Try to make it better, but it's still gross. Oh, did you get my text message about the Jack in the Box mystery sauce?
I don't know, dude. I might have.
Oh, dude. I
don't know. When was this?
Oh, this was just the other day. I was at
a couple days ago.
Yeah, a couple days ago. I saw there was I was driving through Jack in the Box, and there's a sign, and it's pointing with this orangish sauce dripping off of this chicken sandwich, and it says with mystery sauce. And I said,
is that like the regular like Thousand Island sauce?
I don't know, but I said I think I know how Jack in the Box makes its mystery sauce. You start with 7 innocent gummy bears.
Gross. They have to be innocent too.
and then that started a stream of other text messages with people that we probably won't talk about. So
going in, they're innocent. Coming out, they're not innocent anymore.
Yeah, they're changed.
Someday I hope to talk openly about gummy bears and not like through innuendo, But anyhow.
So as you can tell, we are 10 minutes in and really haven't touched anything. Oh, Rusty Thomason in the chat room says Trailchaser sauce. It's orange. I don't think anybody wants my sauce, Rusty.
Good God, no. Why did you have to go?
I think my sauce is old and like it's not good.
Talk about your sauce anymore.
It's not.
It's more of a seasoning than a sauce.
Oh, dude. Too much.
So,
moving on.
So as I was saying, we're over 10 minutes in, and we don't really have a plan tonight. We had originally thought that we would get enough content at the Winter Expedition to cover us tonight. Which Matt and I...
How did we think that was going to happen?
Had the wireless mics worked...
We didn't have...
had the wireless mics works, I think we would have been fine.
And we don't have a recorder that functions
which I need to get a new recorder just in case Jose bails on us again. And
I didn't bail.
Thanks, Jose.
Thanks, Jose.
Yeah.
And then I was concerned. I was really concerned about the sound quality of the laptop. So I didn't want to have everybody come and have a conversation with it. It was going to be shitty and I couldn't use it. So... with that,
in hindsight, though,
it came out fine. We could have set the laptop at the campfire and just captured the.
You know what? Somebody would have kicked that thing into the fire.
For sure.
That's almost a guarantee.
For sure.
And you know what? It may not have been me. Like the odds, it could have been any number of 5 or 6 people that I could think of offhand that would accidentally kick that thing into the fire.
Yeah, I don't know. It wouldn't have been you because once you get to the campfire and start drinking, you really don't move. Like
I got no reason to move.
You get into your seat and pretty much don't move. Yeah.
Fire warm.
Yeah, it would have been somebody else. So anyways, we didn't really have content planned and we don't have an interview scheduled. So we thought we'd just kind of make it a random night, talk about a couple things, see if we get any feedback from the peanut gallery in the chat room. And then, it would have been Tim. Tim is saying it would have been him. and it would have been on purpose. That sounds about accurate. Although, did Tim text you the picture of the Frontier he found online?
No, what?
He found he's like, what do you think of this? And,
I think I love it. I haven't even seen it.
huh?
Is he gonna sell? Is he selling his Jeep or is he?
So who's going to buy that piece of shit?
Well, apparently, pieces of shit. Those pieces of shit sell, left and right, dude. Just because of the one word Rubicon on it.
Yeah. He found a 2005 Frontier for $12,000 on Auto Trader. And it's the Nismo with a rear locker.
Okay.
So he's got some options there. Yeah, Scott was asking about Hammer's Expedition talk. Man, we should probably talk about that a little bit. Perry G says if we ever make it big, we need to make a hot sauce called the Souls of Innocent Gummy Bears.
You know what though? Is that Nismo? Is it 4-wheel drive? Because like the Desert Runners are not. I don't think they're 4-wheel drive. They just have the locker.
They're not.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I thought it.
But the Nismo, I think it is. I think it was the Pro. It was the predecessor to the
Pro 4X. Okay.
Yeah.
It says 5-speed all-wheel drive, and they didn't make like an all-wheel drive, so that's got to be. Yeah. It's got to be the 4-wheel drive. So if anybody's looking for a Frontier at a good price, $12,000 with the rear locker, let me know.
I'm surprised they're still getting $12,000 for a 2005.
I
don't think I can get $12,000 for mine.
No, but this one looks better than yours. This one looks better than yours already.
Stop it! My truck looks sexy.
Dude, my new neighbor here, has a pristine Xterra. I think it's like the last year they made it.
Really?
It's like this burnt orange one, and it's a 4x4. And dude, they don't drive it. It's just in their driveway, and I think it gets detailed every week.
Wow!
So if he ever puts that thing for sale, I'm definitely gonna inquire.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and if anybody wants this Frontier, let me know. I'll send you the link so you can buy it before Tim does.
Do it.
There you go.
And that would just be funny. And
is it red?
It's silver.
Oh, that would have been the clincher.
Yeah, but it's silver and it's got that roof rack that Nissan has. I really dig that Nissan roof rack.
Yeah, those racks look pretty cool.
Yeah. So, I'll farm this out to anybody that wants it.
Okay.
No. Okay.
I already have one. I'm already killing it.
Yeah. Would you say, Jose, or just search Auto Trader?
Yeah.
So anyhow, as far as like hammers, if that's on topic.
Yeah.
Did you reach out to Icon? Did you make any headway that
I haven't done shit
other than working? See, It's like, welcome to my world. Like I'm just busy all the time, constantly trying to catch up on stuff. And now I see you and it's like, look at him. Yeah. He's doing is work.
I'm at the office at 7:30, 7:15, 7:30. I don't leave there till 5:30 every night.
Yeah.
Good. It's very, very different from the world I was in before. But Jose and I had a little bit of a background conversation about Jose taking the lead on this, calling you out on live TV. Is that something you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if you wanted me to reach out to like Icon and Nexon, but I can. I mean, I just need the contact information. Well, I know Brian. I contact Brian. I would, I guess Paul. I guess I would need Paul's info.
Yeah, I'll give you everybody's contact information, and if you've got time, maybe find out what their plan is, and then we can go from there. But I think if we're gonna do something,
best case would be just to here's the spot we're gonna be at. If you want to stop by, go through.
That's what I was just gonna say. But we would need to like New Year's weekend. Kind of go scout pre-run and go, this is the area we're going to be in. And then, to your point, Jose, pick some coordinates, go, this is where we're going to be at. And then this is when we're going to be there. But let's start to see if Icon and like I said, Casey saw something that Rory from Trigger Controller was trying to pull something off similar to what we did last year. So let's find out what those guys are doing and then go from there. But yeah, even with that, we may just say, you know what, we're going to set up our own camp and anybody that wants to hang out, this is where we're going to be. I definitely want to be there, but the schedule's a little bit different this year. It goes doesn't it start like the 28th or something, which is a Thursday. So it used to start Monday, and then the main
Monday,
race.
right?
Yeah, the main race was the following Saturday. This year it's a little bit different, and I don't know the reasoning behind it, but it starts, I think, on Thursday or something like that.
Something like like the pre-run. You can pre-run the course. I think that Thursday or something. But I don't know, dude. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're still gonna have it. They say they are right now. I mean, people think that it's gonna happen no matter what. But I mean, there's a lot of COVID going around right now, so I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna influence them doing it or not.
Yeah, the KOH website says it goes from Saturday, January 30th to Saturday, February 6th, 2020. So maybe it's the same schedule.
2020.
21, I'm sorry. 21. So it starts Saturday the 30th and goes through Saturday the 6th. And usually the main event is that Friday or Saturday. So I probably, best case scenario, I'll be able to take Thursday, Friday off, go out Wednesday night and have Thursday, Friday off. But I don't know that I'm certain I won't be out there for the whole week. So that just lends even more to the idea that we find a spot out and away from everything.
Oh, no. I am not going into crazy Hammertown.
No, I'm talking about even, on the 247 there where you get to Boone Road and go up. I'm talking about before Boone Road. Even if it's 20 minutes away.
Like where we came out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that area
where we came out.
Yeah, that area where we came out, over, because that was 10 miles?
At least, yeah.
10 miles away from Hammertown, if not more.
And
well, it's probably 20 miles.
A whole nother lake bed there that we could,
There's a lake bed.
Yeah, camp out on or find something. That would be our center of home base or whatever.
Yeah, and I think that to your point, Jose, that we find out what everybody Icon and all those people are doing. And to be honest, at this point, they would have already had to be in process of all of that stuff. If they were going to do something big, all of that would have been already ready to go.
Unless they have been doing that and they just didn't want us to go with them.
True. Very true. It's very possible.
They're reassessing some of the relationships for 2021.
Yeah. Very, very, after they hear this episode, they're like, nope, those yuckleheads. So
just this episode?
Yeah, true.
I mean, dude.
But let's do that. Maybe we figure out a time to go pre-run that area, you said, where we came out, and go, all right, we're going to stake a claim here. We're going to be here Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and anybody that wants to join us can come out. I don't know what it looks like. Remember last year at Backdoor, they had that big tent and the hot dogs and the whole thing. I doubt that's going to happen.
Free hot dogs.
Free hot dogs, yeah.
Free hot dogs. That's
and Mountain Dew, right? Or some sort of soda like that. It was
I don't remember.
I was drinking beer. So if they were kicking out beer, you wouldn't hear me talking about hot dogs. That was back at camp. But I don't anticipate it being nearly as big. Right? We're still, COVID's going crazy right now. So I would imagine.
I think it's the opposite, man. I think it's going to be bigger than last year if it ends up happening. Because people have been locked up all year, and they've been wanting to do stuff.
Yeah, you don't think that the news of the vaccine is going to be people are going to be like, well, it doesn't matter if I get it. There's a vaccine.
Yeah, it's 1 month apart. You got to get, it's 2 shots. So even if you got it now, one of the few people to get it now, you'd have to, get the second one just before the event. It ain't. People ain't.
No, I'm talking about after the fact. They'll go. They don't care. They'll go.
If you already have it, you're screwed. You can't. That's not how vaccines work. I'm
True.
Look, I'm no vaccination scientist, but I'm pretty sure you can't catch something and then they give you the vaccine.
It's an after the vaccine.
Yeah, exactly. You're on your deathbid. Don't worry, dude. We'll give you both of them right now at the same time.
Well, I'm sure it would help with antibodies.
My inside news track.
Your inside baseball?
Yeah. They said you can still get the vaccine even though you had COVID already. Because you can always catch COVID again.
Yeah.
Sure.
Once you
But once you're sick,
once you're dead,
yeah, once you're on your deathbed or your eyes are rolling out of your head or your tongue's hanging out, whatever. I don't think getting them shots is going to help
you up. No.
Yeah, they're not even going to bother wasting it on you. This guy's already done. Look at him. And I was talking about you, Jose. Put your eyeballs back in your head.
So with that, how are you feeling, dude?
I'm good now, dude. I'm about as good as I'm going to get.
Well, I'm not saying a lot.
Other issues that are ailing me now. Not just COVID.
You know what? And sadly, that's true. Because as me and Cody always talk, it's only downhill from here, dude.
It's gonna get worse, bro.
Who knows long term what that's doing to you? Like 10 years from now, you'll be like, remember when I used to have a left arm and then the COVID dropped off? Oh, that was horrible. We didn't know about that.
I still don't smell and taste 100% yet.
Oh, wow.
I still just get hints of stuff, but
I kind of hope for that because that seems like, oh man, it'd be a lot easier to lose weight. Like if things didn't taste so good.
Yeah, I don't get hungry at all. Like, if I eat,
bring me some of that COVID, dude. I need some of that. How are Letty and Damien? Are they good?
Yeah, they're good. Letty also does not have a sense of taste or smell.
We knew she didn't have a sense of taste when she married you, dude.
Oh, but woo, zing!
He's had COVID for 10 years, dude.
Nice.
What's your schedule for unquarantine?
So we are past the quarantine time now, so we're good to go walk around in public. But it feels weird, dude. I feel like dirty, like walking around in public.
I feel dirty too all the time.
I feel like, man, I don't want people around me because I don't want to get them sick. I just feel like I'm going to get everyone sick.
Hence, you're at your house right now and not here in the studio.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would feel uncomfortable being at your house right now.
Yeah, by next week though, you should be okay, right?
Yeah, like I'm telling you, the quarantine days, I'm good to go now. Like,
what did you do with your time off?
Nothing, dude. Letty was working the whole time, so I had to babysit Damien.
Oh, you didn't even get any questing in on World of Warcraft?
No.
Some? Come on. Yes, you did.
I didn't.
Oh my god, what a waste.
Yeah, because she's been working even longer hours now that she's at home. It's just an excuse to work even more. I mean, she deals with COVID cases. That's all she does now is COVID cases.
Oh, dude.
And the phone doesn't stop ringing, dude, for her.
Well, and I may be telling people stuff that their employers don't want them to know, but there is a COVID payout. So if you get COVID, you can apply for through FMLA, you can get paid for up to 14 days if you have a positive test of COVID. And I don't know all of the details, so stop looking at me like that. But the thing is, there's these I can't COVID gotta come in and there. Have you gotten tested? No, but my neighbor did. No. I need to see a test.
Okay. There's always a loophole.
See, at her work, dude, they gave, when this thing came out, like initially during the, earlier in the year, they gave everybody an allowance, like COVID time. And so if you had any, and they were like loose with it. You have any symptom, you can use that time if you want. Stay home. And a lot of these guys took advantage of it, and they got sick, and then they don't have that time anymore.
Yeah.
So now they have to dip into their personal time or their PTO or sick time. And dude, it's such a shit show. I do not envy her job. I couldn't do her job, dude.
No, I couldn't handle being in HR because I'd want to call everybody stupid.
I would, dude. I would be so like, after the third person of the day and asking them to fucking list. Yeah, dude, I couldn't do it anymore. Day in, day out, just keep going over these stupid ass questions like, did you come in contact with anyone with COVID? Were you in a room with anyone for more than 15 minutes?
Just so you guys know, I heard my COVID time is playing Coachella this year. Man, nice.
COVID payout is going to be there next year.
COVID payout. Their first album was really good. Second album, not so good.
Not so good.
Third album, that's when
they were kind of dead.
Yeah.
So hopefully Jose's back in studio next week. We do have an interview scheduled next week for we're interviewing.
Is it Steve Garvey?
Let me check. No, it's not.
It's not. You didn't even check.
Because I'm pretty good at remembering that it's not Steve Garvey.
Matt, what would you really want to ask?
Yes,
Steve
seriously.
Garvey? What would be your go-to question?
Are you?
Do you remember that time?
Are you my dad? Can you be?
Will you adopt me?
Honestly, I don't know. I think I told you guys. My brother went to Dodger Fantasy Camp a few years ago, and Steve Garvey was his coach. And he was like, dude, Garv, my brother idolizes you. And he's all, no, that's great. And he's all, no. My brother would you wouldn't be able to get rid of him. He would just be hanging on you the whole week. Okay,
was
no,
it
that's
very
great.
similar to what Casey was to Kevin?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that was, dude, you're embarrassing me. Leave him alone.
I had to go break them up because Casey was like, I really felt like Kevin was uncomfortable. Like me too, bro. I'm telling you, it was bad.
That's hilarious, dude.
Like every time we stopped, he would come running up to him. Kevin's he wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
He just keeps circling the group, waiting and avoiding Casey. Oh, man. That's funny.
Oh, so next week we're interviewing Autumn Neary from the Peterson Auto Museum.
How did we manage that?
We know people that know people.
What?
We know people.
Who do we know? How can we get that guy and not Steve Garvey?
Because
we're not trying to get
Steve Garvey.
Oh man, that's a bummer.
I'm gonna try to get Garvey on this show, just to watch you.
And it's just gonna be me. Like, do you remember?
Yeah.
Just like that skit with
Chris Farley.
You remember that time? You remember that time you hit that home run? That was great.
It would
Do
be.
you remember that time?
It would be no. It would be a replay of your conversation with Jeremy McGrath.
No.
Yeah. Hey, you know now that you're fat and old and you can't ride dirt bikes anymore? Is that why you drive a truck?
Dude, I'm proud of that interview.
Oh, dude.
That's pretty good.
Is that why you have a off-road ranch now, that you're too fat and old to ride bikes?
Yeah.
With age comes a cage.
Yeah, so if you're not sure what we're talking about, we are talking about episode I'm going to try to find it right now. We did this would be
last August. It was a year ago. August.
80, yeah, 80 something or whatever. So it was the Icon Ride and Drive. So episode 87.
I was going to say, so this is one of the questions I actually thought of, and I totally forgot. I was like, so you're like the king of Supercross. Does that mean we have to like bow or salute you? And I was so bad. Like, thankfully I didn't remember that.
Oh, God, that would have been the worst.
Even worse than how it actually went.
It was pretty funny.
What episode was that?
87. So let's talk about that real quick. Let's go back. Matt and I talked about maybe going through some of the old interviews. So
I was going to say like the some of the episodes where we had post credit, like from open mic or whatever.
But I'd have to go back. I should do better jobs of like remembering that stuff or writing notes or something. But we'd have to go back. Episode 17, December of 2016, December 11th. So roughly 4 years ago, I interviewed Casey. I talked to Casey, and I think I need to go back and listen to that episode. I can't remember what that was all about.
I don't even know if we have access. What are you doing? I don't even know if we have access to like the early episodes anymore. Do we?
They're on the website.
Oh, on the website.
I was
thinking about iTunes.
I don't know how far it goes back on iTunes or the podcast players. I don't.
It should be on there, but if you like re-uploaded the what's it called, the RSS feed?
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't all come back. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, they're all available on the website. Episode 35, Nobody Died. You know what episode that is?
No, nobody. Was that our first trip to Big Bear? That's where we met Jose.
That was the first time we met Jose.
That was episode 35?
30. I'm pretty damn sure episode 35. Nobody died, right? That's when. So that is September 13th of 2018.
Wow.
Yeah. So episode 35 is when we did our first deal, our first what's it called? Event.
Like a meet and greet.
Meet and greet. Yeah, trail run, and Jose joined us. And we've talked about that a bunch of times about how we didn't think anybody was going to show up. Episode 38.
That was 2 years ago?
Yeah. Episode 38, Matt, that was the Lucas Oil Races. Remember we went with Falcon at the time, and
that was fun.
That was cool. Episode 40, Forum of Justice and the Tacoma 3G event.
That's still the biggest one.
Yes, that is still. It is crazy how much that still comes up in conversation of an episode similar to this, where like we started. I forget what we started talking about, and then something came up about. I had told you a story the weekend before.
No, that was you were having a pool party. You had your in-laws over, and you had told that story about working for Target. It was Target or Mervyn's or whatever. Yeah. And then I brought it up. I'm like, oh my God, dude. You know, like I looked at you in a totally different light because you were like head of security or whatever it was you did. And in my brain, it was like, you're like Starsky and Hutch, dude. You were jumping over cars trying to arrest people for stealing shoes. Like,
I busted out that guy's teeth.
Yeah.
I broke a collarbone and a nose.
Exactly. Over shoes. Like, that's just the medical bills alone combined for a pair of shoes. Like, dude, that's justice is justice. You can't put a price on justice. You just got to do your job and worry about the repercussions later. And that's how you were back in the day. And now you can't even ride a bicycle.
I know. So, I can't even. I get mocked. I get mocked with T-shirts because I can't ride a bicycle.
You were like Bo and Luke Duke sliding over hoods of cars 30 years ago.
Forward.
And now you can't even.
Dude, you're gonna make me depressed, bro.
It's been a. You know what? You've been on a high horse for a while. It's time to cut you down. You can't even put your feet into a pedal and clip your feet into a bike anymore. Oh man, you're always in a cast of some sort. This is one of the rare times you're not in a sling or a cast.
Tammy and I were talking about that.
Be careful
about the last 4 years.
Just
and
be careful
surgeries. What you're
doing these days.
I told her I haven't decided what I'm going to do next year. I haven't really picked out what my surgery is going to be for 2021.
Brand new hip.
I got to figure that out.
Oh, dude. God, that's
my hips are okay. My knees are bad. My eyes, I need LASIK so bad.
Dude, see if you can get 2-for-1 LASIK, because God, my eyes are so bad.
Hey, how is your PT going on for your shoulder anyways?
I haven't done it.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
That's sure. Why bother?
Well, I've been doing stuff on my own, but so two things. So I was paying, because of the change in jobs, I was paying cash to go to this physical therapist office. And without getting
That's
too...
what you want to call it.
Yeah.
Therapist.
Without getting too deep into the woods.
It's just a dude on a corner.
He's like, I'll rub it. Without getting too...
The rapist.
Basically, this facility, you know, this is I would consider it's the medical facility in the medical world. And my first appointment, the guy comes in to do the first initial thing, and he's like, hey, you know, I'm wearing my mask, and he's like, do you mind if I'm not wearing a mask? And I'm like, no, I figured, okay, he's got to do all this talking, so you know, whatever. So he doesn't wear a mask. Well, I meant like that was like his default. So it's as we're in Riverside County spiking super hard on
so hard.
The dude that owned the place didn't wear a mask. So none of the people that worked for him felt the need to wear a mask, which meant most of the patrons there didn't wear masks. And so I found myself at the fourth visit there, I found myself in a room of like 20, 25 people. I'm one of only 2 or 3 people actually wearing a mask. And then they set me down on a table that didn't look like it had been cleaned from the person before. And I went, nope, I'm out. I don't need to be here for this.
You don't need those. You don't need that sauce.
Yeah, that's not the sauce I'm looking for. And so then after that was the job change. And so we have I had to pay for new insurance because my insurance at my new company doesn't kick in yet. So I need to call this week to find out if there was another physical therapist I was going to go to. I need to call and find out if they'll take my insurance. So to answer your question, I've been trying to do like exercises and stretches on my own, and I'm getting there. I've got pretty good mobility and I'm functional, but
can you throw 90 plus now?
I cannot. I still can't throw.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I can probably make the throwing motion, but I'm afraid to put anything behind it to like you know. I mean, I feel like it's going to fall off. So
I mean, that's how it feels when I throw.
it felt like that before. Well,
yeah,
see,
what's the difference?
And that was the thing. Like,
what's the difference?
The doctor was like, "Yo, a 6-month process," and I was all, "Dude, you're talking about someone that had a fully functional shoulder and then got hurt." Like, I was at 60% mobility with pain before this accident happened. So like this is a win. Like the fact that I can raise my arm above my head, I'm already better off than I was before.
I want to pay you again.
Yeah, that was it. So episode 42, what happened to Cody? Do we remember what that was about?
Yeah, injuries. Like again, you that was probably your Achilles or something like that, you know.
What did I can't remember what that one was. So what happened to Cody was episode 42. And then episode 43, interviews from SEMA part 1. Jose, remember that?
I remember, yeah, SEMA.
So that was the that was when we called Jose, like I gave you like 3 days notice, right?
No, it was 2 or 1 day. Because I'm like, I called in like the next day. Because we met up. You guys were out there already. I think you guys were leaving. It was like 2-day notice, dude. Because you and Tammy drove out a day before I got there.
Don't you have a spreadsheet for your injuries?
Who said that?
Perry.
Screw you, Perry.
Nice.
Screw you, Perry.
He probably does.
I met up with you guys that morning, and then we just went to go do the interviews from there, from your room.
And that was so funny. Like so we met you on that first run on episode 35. You did the call in, the man on the street call in on what was that? That was 39. So we met you at 35. Episode 30.
But then in between that, we met up at the DeMello.
Oh,
coffee
that's right.
Coffee donut meetup thing.
The DeMello thing and the no, that wasn't the Mountain Hatch thing yet. We hadn't got.
No.
I mean, not Mountain Hatch, but Empire 4-wheel drive. That wasn't that yet.
That wasn't that yet.
Going back to real quick to episode 42, it says, today we ask what happened to Cody. He used to be cool. And we talk about the Empire Jeep Club trunk or treat event and the Donuts and Coffee event at DeMello Off-Road. Oh, and a bunch of complete absolute nonsense. So that was episode 40. So then 39 was you did the Man on the Streets. 43 was SEMA, where you came and did that with me. 44, probably the biggest failure of our podcasting careers.
The calendar?
Yes.
Oh God, that is without a doubt. We know better now.
Good pull, Jose. I'm glad you remembered that. So, for those of you that don't know, the guys from Syndicate Off-Road, who we used to be good, tight with, we used to do a lot of stuff with. We were going to do a charity calendar and get people to send in pictures and do a whole like voting thing and donate the money to charity, and nothing happened. Like we didn't get anybody to do anything.
Like, yeah, nobody sent in any pictures or nothing.
It was a complete waste of airtime.
Yeah.
Well, nobody listened, so what did we expect?
Episode 47 was Kira Murdoch, Dirt Vader. Remember her, the camera person? She was great.
Mm-hmm.
We had Fred from Mountain Hatch on 49, Corva on 50, Amy Granite from Corva.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 52 was Terry Burke from Eco Crawl. And that was right.
I was going to say, we're getting into Eco Crawl.
Yeah, that was right
now.
before Eco Crawl, right? And that, which just was. So episode 55 was Eco Crawl day 1.
I look back to Eco Crawl fondly.
So do I. So I was going to say, like, the event itself was.
Thinking about, like, the expectations or the possible, because we emceed the second one. We were just there for the first.
The first one we just as a booth. The second one,
it was like, oh, we're gonna MC this thing. And it's like, what are we gonna talk about? And it ended up being a blast.
Yeah. What episode? How far away was that? Real quick. Episode. So this one. So episodes 55 and 56 were Eco Crawl. You're right. Those were the ones that we didn't MC. We just participated in, which were still cool. Bobby Licato came out there for the first time.
That's right. I still have his. Where's my badge?
He gave you his ID. I don't remember. You have it someplace, I think.
Yes.
Episode 60 was B Canyon. That's when Jose and I went and did
B Canyon. B Canyon's one of my favorite ones because it was just,
you were just ripping on B Canyon the entire time.
That was the creation of Hammett.
The whole Hammett. That's right.
San Jacinto Jeep.
I just got one of those notices that says revisit your post from 2 years ago, and it was that sticker, the San Jacinto Frontier Club. I had posted that on Instagram.
Frontier and Sticker Club. Oh man, I still have that shirt. It's great.
That trip, dude, it turned out to be like an adventure that was not planned,
and it was a lot of fun. And it was just Jose and I and Presley. It was a great trip.
I can't believe how much it was snowing, dude.
Yeah, it was
pouring down snow.
Yes. 61 was Terry Madden, one of my favorite interviews so far. Terry's a great guy. 63 was Four Wheel Parts Riverside when we did that. Remember that the crack dude that was sitting on the side of the
that was Abe. He was the Middle Eastern Abe Lincoln.
Yeah,
because the guy had a crazy beard,
and he was all cracked out, staring at the sun, and no one could get rid of him.
Yes. I was trying to sell my truck.
That was you were on offer up trying to sell the Chevy at that time.
Yes.
You still didn't have the Frontier. You still had the Chevy.
Like a week later, I had the Frontier.
Yeah. So that was cool. Episode 64, Adventure Overland, Chase and Jackie. So that was like we talked about when we talked to Chase a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
That was a couple years ago. That was a while ago. So hold on. It says March 21st of 2019. So a year and a half ago. Episode 65 recap, Eco Crawl recap and UFOs. What the hell did we?
I remember getting into UFOs. We talked about UFOs partially at the four wheel parts thing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. Those were like good episodes.
Yeah, but the Eco Crawl recap, that goes back to what you were saying, Matt, where like when we made the decision to MC that event for 2 days, it was like, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? And at the end of it, I was amazed at what we were able to pull off. The four of us, me, you, Jose, and Casey, like
the second Eco Crawl.
Oh,
right? Yeah.
Like just, that gave me confidence that, look, get us in a group and give us mics. We'll take care of it.
Yeah. No. And since then we've done like,
meet and greets
and stuff like that. Yeah.
So if anybody's looking for MCs when the world opens up again, we can do that for you. And then now we're starting to get into episode 67. So this is April of 2019. The Rodian MTX test, part 1, and 67 was part 2, where that's when I got to go spend a couple of days in Big Bear on the Rodian MTXs, experiencing the tires.
That's right. Yeah.
But before they became the sponsors of the show. So it went from April to like August or something before we actually closed the deal.
Yep.
Rich Klein, Mojave Trail, Warfighter Made, Mojave Trail Recap, episode 74. Episode 75 was the Matt and Jose show. Where was I for that one?
You were babysitting or something like that.
It says, while Cody's off on daddy duty, Jose comes in and picks up the slack. Matt and Jose talk about the Mojave, the frontier, and some craziness, which should be expected. Thanks to Jose for being a clutch hitter. And just for the record, I didn't think Val Kilmer was as bad as Batman. I didn't think Val Kilmer was as bad as Batman. So now thinking about that, the Matt and Jose show, episode 75. Now we're into June of 2019. So you hadn't become full-time on the show yet at that point.
No.
So you were still like third party.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, it had to be soon because now we're getting into the Icon event. Again, the legendary interview with Jeremy McGrath.
Yeah, well, we haven't gotten there yet.
Jose, that was in August of 2019. And Jose couldn't make that because he was
had
working.
Just started at work. And
Yes.
I couldn't.
Yeah, because a couple episodes later on 77, the episode's titled "Where's Matt?" Cody and Jose speculate on what Matt had to do that was more important than recording the show. Then we talk about Father's Day, why we got some crappy iTunes reviews, talk about some of the articles written about the show, and finally talk about a bunch of upcoming events in the off-road community. So by 77, you were already... That's right, because 78, I was gone on vacation. You guys did the show again on vacation.
That's right.
We talked, then by 80, we did the install of the white knuckle sliders on your what's it called? Land Cruiser.
Shitbox.
Yeah.
The monolith.
Oh, dude. Episode 83. Paul Joe from Nexon and Storm Area 51.
Oh my God!
Do you
that
remember
was that? Long ago?
That was August 1st
That
of
seemed
2019.
like last month.
No, August 1st of 2019. So for those of you that don't remember what Storm Area 51 was this random
Well,
ass...
it was nothing. Like,
Yeah, well, but it was
nothing.
It was a random ass campaign on
I think I
social
called
media.
like 50,000 people would go to that, and it was like 20.
Yeah, it was. Look up Storm Area 51. That was we had a lot of fun on that episode. I remember that being a good episode.
Yeah, we were going to go out there and try and be a part of it, and just see how interesting it would be.
Just to film it, just to be
be
observer.
there. Yeah, and thank God we didn't because it was nothing. Let's see. Don't we get into the Off-Road Expo pretty soon?
Pretty soon. Electric trucks on 84.
Off-Road Expo is like one of my favorites.
Yeah, episode 87 is the Icon Ride and Drive, which we talked about. 88 was Sorry Motor Trend. Remember they did that article about some
the
of the
Mojave Trail, and I'm like,
we
give me
just
a
ripped
break.
on them. Yeah,
Yeah, they were trying to make be careful. This section of the trail is tricky. There ain't nothing tricky about the Mojave Trail.
okay.
It's tricky if you're in a golf cart, like stock golf cart. It might be tricky.
Now
In two spots.
here's where we start hitting our stride. This is September 19 of 2019. Episode 90, the Off-Road Brewfest and Syndicate Off-Road.
Oh, Grand
Off-Road
Slam.
brew- yes.
I got comments, like people text me like, dude, you need to drink more. Like, do some episodes of you drinking. That's
Off-Road
the best.
Off-Road Brewfest was one of my favorites because it was so off the cuff. It was so random.
Kids are having sex all the time.
That's right. Oh, the teacher.
Yes, kids are having sex all the time.
God.
Like, oh my God.
Off-Road Brewfest, and then 91 was Come See Us at Off-Road Expo, and then 92 was Off-Road. 92 and 93, or 92 and the next one, which is a bonus, was the recap of the Off-Road Expo. And those
are classic.
So good. So freaking good.
Just talking trash. Because you'd always come on like, I don't know why you guys go crazy when I'm not around. And then it was like, why do you leave us? You leave us, and then this crazy shit starts happening.
Well, he gets upset. He's like, I can't believe I leave you guys alone with the mics. I'm like, then don't leave us alone with the
I
mic.
know, you love it. You love it.
Oh, Jesus. And then, let's see, episode 93, Rochelle Croft, which was great.
I just want to comment again on the Off-Road Expo. and talking about poltergeist and saving a little girl and pulling her out of the TV.
That
And
was
you have to do it because you're a dad. It's like, well, I got to go in after her, I guess.
And remember, that was the announcement on the post I used on Instagram was that picture of Craig T. Nelson holding the rope.
Yes.
You were like, it's an intergalactic portal. You think that rope is going to work?
No, exactly. What kind of rope is that?
It was a blessed rope.
That's right.
So those were great. Episode 93, Rochelle Croft. I really liked talking to her, and that was the first of two episodes.
Yeah.
Facebook sucks. Oh, episode 95 was Facebook sucks. Remember there was that group calling themselves the Trailchasers that went out and trashed some area, and a bunch of people on Facebook thought it was us.
Oh, that's right.
97, the unsupervised Matt and Jose's show, and then we go into SEMA.
Probably an epic episode.
We go back into SEMA again. Episode 101. Do you guys remember what that was?
No.
We're doing it live.
F it, we're doing it live?
F it, we're doing it live.
Is that like-
December 4th, 2019. So that's just, we've been doing this live.
The YouTube?
The YouTube. That was the first
time,
YouTube, was episode 101.
And we still suck this bad
Yes,
at it.
we're still not good.
God.
So we've been doing it since December of 2019, live every Monday night.
Okay.
Let's see. Trail Medic, Good Samaritans, Ground Pounder Coffee. Ground Pounder Coffee was one of the first people that came into the studio after the studio had been built. 105 was the Winter Expedition recap and Burger Wars. Remember that? When we went...
Oh, yeah. Five Guys and In-N-Out.
Yeah, In-N-Out and The Habit.
Yes.
Those were the top three, just all competing, top three, which in what order.
Yeah. And then...
Five Guys is the best, though.
107 is a Shower Pouch and the Ford Ranger.
I'm right there with you, Jose.
I don't know, dude. I still in and out. I still in and out. So 107 was the Ford Ranger. I think that's when I announced that I bought the Ranger.
I just lost all 30 of my followers for that.
For the Five Guys comment, or you gained another 30.
Tomato.
Episode 111 was the recap of KOH 2020. Right, so it was February. That seems like so long ago. I mean, that was right before the world came. This is really when we were hitting our stride. Like this was
the off-road, the Orange County.
Icon Overland Experience at KOH was episode 111. We did
that was the fuse when it got lit, and then from there,
yes. And then Outer Limit Supply on 113, Jillian Rebecca 114, who also came into the studio.
Yep.
Four-Wheeler Adventure Expo Part 1 and Part 2. Then Dre from Trail Trek. So that gets us to 116. And then boom, episode 117, Social Distancing. Like that was the first time we started doing this remote because of COVID.
Dude, at the Adventure Expo, I mean, we had a lot of heavy hitters on that episode because we had Rochelle and Claycroft. We had
Ian.
Did we interview Ian? Yeah, Ian. We interviewed the Truck Show guys. I mean, we interviewed everybody that weekend. There were photo runners stopped by. We talked about White Claws.
Yep.
ZR2 Dave. Apparently, I looked really nervous on his when I was on his YouTube because he interviewed Cody and I. I think Matt, you were working or something. You were at a class.
Yeah, that's right.
The Asrex one. Let's not forget about Asrex one, guys.
I mean, the Asrex one was there.
Also a highlight.
Dude, those pictures, go back to Instagram. Those pictures of Casey in Asrex.
Yeah.
Oh, those are the best.
Jose, Asrex one was a fireside topic too this past weekend. You missed out on
some.
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
We did talk about
Asrex one content.
I think my single favorite episode of the entire show, April 2nd, 2020. This was our April Fool's 2020, the Wives Takeover.
Oh yeah,
dude, the girls did such a good job. They did. So many people had positive things to say about that. That was a great a great episode.
Well, for them never speaking on a mic, they kind of just gelled. Like they just spoke. Like they've known each other for years.
It was dude, it was an opportunity for them to make fun of their husbands.
True.
So they relished it. They did a great job. Episode 120. Watch out for the vampies. That's when we talked about vampires and zombies. Well, what if there was vampire zombies?
Oh God,
that was you. That was you, Matt. Don't oh God that.
Vampies.
That was watch out for the vampies. Episode 121. Insatiable ball monster. I don't remember what I remember the title, but I don't remember what.
It's probably better that we don't go back and look at that.
Prior to our discussion about the hashtag insatiable ball monster, we talk about the new Broncos sport and the new frontier. We just discuss how Team EVGA is helping us get better at streaming and the possibility of doing Mojave this year. God, what was that? What was the insatiable ball monster? It was a comment you made. I can't remember what it was about. Chat room, anybody remember? I'll have to go back and listen to that one. Don't get your Wrangler wet.
Joe K.
Yeah.
That was Joe K's blue Jeep.
His old blue Jeep. 125 was the Nissan Nation guys.
Oh, that was good.
And then 127, Brandon Curry from Rock Jock.
Then I went on their show that weekend.
Oh, that's right. You expanded your horizons.
I think it was Tim that was in their chat room, like hamming it up, and he's like, "Where are your guys? How come it's only me in this chat room? Where's Jose?" I'm all, I don't know, man. F those guys.
I forgot that you were doing it that day.
I couldn't make the live feed, but I saw it.
Tim hung in there.
Tim takes care of you.
Yeah.
129.
Right.
Yeah. At least he did last weekend. Sarah Price on 129. That was a great interview. I like her a lot.
God, that seemed like just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
When was that?
So Sarah Price episode is 129 June of 2020.
Damn, really? Wow.
Yeah. The Baja Forge ladies was 132 in July.
Dude, that seems like yesterday.
Yep. 135, Taint Pillows and Space Tamales.
Yeah. No, Taint Pillows, that just came up in the chat room. Taint Pillows is a good, yeah. That's gonna stick for a while.
What's You Got Burned? What was the what was that one on 136? Do you remember?
You Got Burned?
Joe from Foothill Safety Services comes on to talk about burns. That was Joe K talking about burns. White Knuckle Off-Road on 137. Dave was 138, August of 2020. Doesn't it seem like, I feel like that was a long time ago.
Which one?
Dave? Yeah. Trail Adventures TV was August 20th. For some reason, it seems like it was longer than that. 139 was the double-headed spear. That's when Casey got his Frontier.
Yes.
Joe, are you sure? He's on the chat room saying it was a white Jeep, but wasn't it when he washed his blue Jeep and he had to take it to the dealership again? I
thought so. I thought it was the blue Jeep when he washed.
Yeah.
No, and he didn't wash it. It was just rained. It just rained and dripped inside of it. And then 142 was the Kessel Run. Then Johnson Valley Cleanup. Iron Man on 145. Snail Trail 146. 149 we talked about See You in Arizona. 150 was Air Down. 151 Chase Gentry. 150 Toad This Episode Sucks. That's my least favorite of all of the episodes, and that was entirely my fault. Just the audio sucked so bad on it.
This one's right there though. This one
this one's bringing up the rear
here.
Yeah. I don't think so. At least it sounds decent. And then so 155 episocandidates. That's
so crazy, dude.
That's 152 episodes more than I thought this show would ever go.
Still
I can't believe you guys have been putting up with my shit for 2 years now.
That is crazy, because in some ways it seems like you've been part of this show for longer than that, and then in other ways it's like, oh yeah, that wasn't that long ago. You know what I mean?
So many things have happened in between. Like, we just went over the resume, like the episode list. So much stuff. We've done so much stuff in between that first meeting greet to now.
Yeah.
But think about not having any events this year. I think we were riding a really big wave with the OC Expo. We could have just kept, rolling forward into more events and emceeing things or whatever. And it's been dead. We've just gone out. What have we done? Other than small groups going four-wheeling.
We tried to do that Mountain Hatch event that one Saturday.
Yeah.
That was tough. But yeah, so we've talked about this. So in the background, guys, we monitor download numbers and, track all of our stuff. Not because it motivates us to do anything, but it's an indication of whether or not what we're doing is working, if people are listening. And at the beginning of this year, we were hitting
Why do we still do this show?
Yeah. At the beginning of this year, we were hitting numbers that were well above what we thought we would ever be able to hit. And there was, again, at the time, there was a conversation with a media company, an advertising marketing media company, about partnering with us on some things.
Was it Discovery Channel?
It was HBO Max.
Okay.
And they wanted to do an R-rated show of you and Jose giving each other massages. And it was going to be called Bear
Friday
Tracks.
Night at Jose's house. After dark.
Yeah, Trailchasers After Dark.
Or in the afternoon.
In the afternoon, sunset.
No, we want it dark. We don't want the lights on. Keep it dark.
Lunchtime at Matt's.
But I mean, my point with that is like, I mean, it didn't impact our day-to-day livelihood, but there was some stuff on the horizon for the Trailchasers show that came to a halt because of COVID, and the numbers changed, and our direction changed, and our ability to do things, out in the community was harder, and
my underpants changed.
Finally,
I mean, the Adventure Expo was like, we were hitting afterburner at that point.
Yes.
Like, right there, like we're about to like just go into the stratosphere from there. But then, COVID hit like right after that.
Yeah, and I remember shortly the week or so after that, we were having conversations about, wow, we're doing really well. I can't believe we're getting to this level. And then it was like everything shut down. And what happens is as people stop commuting, they stop listening to podcasts. People are losing their job. They got other things to focus on, and it impacted our numbers. And we're going to continue doing this, and the download numbers are what they are. And since then, I've had some interaction with that media company, but it's been slow. And if something were to happen with that, great. If not, we're just going to continue doing what we're doing, because we like hanging out with the people that we get to hang out with. I mean, going back to Arizona, and not to rub it in, Jose, but I mean, we got to hang out with a whole group of really freaking cool people, like just really decent, genuine, enjoyable people, for an entire weekend that came out to go wheeling with us. You know what I mean? Like, that's the best thing in the world.
I went to Walmart like 4 times in like a 5-day span. So that's how much fun I had.
I mean, you even got someone that's never even heard of us to go on the trip.
Yeah, that's right. And
no, that was all-time trip. I still think, like, I was like, oh man, you ever do that where you do something really fun, and then you think back and it's like, 1 week ago tonight, I was wheeling or whatever. We were around the campfire having a blast, like, that's how much fun that was. Where this week I was like, oh, I remember last Thursday night. That was the first night we met Tim, and that's how much of a blast that was.
So that's. I mean, I'm confident that we're going to continue doing what we're doing, and the numbers will be what they are. But this show withstanding, we've got a lot of good stuff coming up, and it's going to be. We don't do it without you guys. I mean, it's we have the same handful of people that are in the chat every night, and then every week, and then we get those that jump in off and on, and it's great, and we appreciate it. And I'm distracted here because Kevin Jones sent me the new follower that won the swag bag, and I know both of you are going to give me shit, but when someone with an iPhone sends me a video, it comes out all shitty and grainy, and it's hard to read. And
we'll get an iPhone.
But that's a piece of crap phone. I don't want that. I don't want the iPhone. I don't want...
It's the best phone. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he wants something that he can hack or, put spreadsheets in, or I don't know, like...
Check your phone, man. I just sent it to you. See if it comes out better. If the video comes out better. Because I think I know the name. I think I can read the name, but I don't know.
Did you email it to me?
I texted it to you.
I mean, along with that, Cody, I mean, what are you looking forward to for the show or just your rig and for 2021? I mean, have you even thought about like?
Well, I mean, for the show, I just continue doing what we're doing. I mean, we have been very, very fortunate to get companies like Nexon and Icon and EVGA to become part of the show and participate. I've had conversations with Paul from Nexon about some of the events we want to do going forward, and he's on board. We just need to put together a plan, and he's on board with sponsoring those and doing something. And I think for that would be the thing that I'd be looking forward to. Is we had a lot of success on the Kessel Run, and we had a lot of success in the Winter Expedition. And when I say success, I mean we put out a registration filled up, and people had a good time. By all accounts, they had a good time. I would love to feel confident that we're going to be able to put on 4 or 5 events this year with the listeners of this show that we can say, okay, here's the deal. It's going to cost this much per person. Registration fills up. I mean, when you guys if you haven't already seen it, go check out some of the posts we have on Instagram with the swag bag that we gave out on the Winter Expedition. That was $100 worth of crap that we gave out, and for a $40 registration.
So it's super grainy on whatever you sent me, but I can identify who the winner is.
Okay, it's Andy Montgomery. Is that what it's reading? So yes. Andy Montgomery, which I don't know, Andy, if you are a listener or not. Andy Montgomery is the winner of our Ultra 4 Jones follower contest, and the deal was go follow Ultra 4 Jones, and we give you a swag bag, and the swag bag is going to consist of...
Hey, I think he got more than 12.
He got maybe 15.
He got 13.
The swag bag is going to consist of a lot of the stuff that we gave away at the Winter Expedition. It's a Baja Forge t-shirt, Icon koozies, stickers, keychains, Icon masks, shower pouch, chapstick.
Hey, I've been using the shit out of those Icon masks.
I know.
This week.
They're great, huh?
They are great. They're comfortable.
Super comfortable.
Yeah.
That's cool. So we will get the details. Can you see the username on Instagram?
He's in the chat room, apparently.
I'll believe that when
TJ Crawford says, I am Montgomery. No, Andy Montgomery, I think is the name, right?
It's Sierra Crawler, I think.
See, that's the thing. It's hard to read. So see if you can find him. John G says, super cool, Andy. See if you can find him on there, Matt, because I need to get his info so I can mail this out. The going back to your question, Jose, that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward in 2021, just like everybody else on the planet, the ability to continue doing our events and getting together in the community.
What if he doesn't follow me? I mean, does he still deserve that stuff?
Of course he does. No.
But what about me?
Nobody wants.
What about you?
Yeah, exactly. What about you? The as far as the truck goes, right now, the Ford is running great. Oh, I do. Coming home, I noticed the other day. So on Like I said,
he's a Toyota person, so I don't care if he follows me or not.
that's why you only have. Let me see. That's why you only have 12 followers, because that's how many Nissan drivers are.
Well,
Andy Montgomery. It's a Sierra Crawler, 30-year Yoda Tech. Also Beer Andy. So we'll get a hold of Andy. Oh, Port Shift does follow him. So John G does know who this guy is. So we'll get a hold of him and send him the swag bag.
Hey, you don't have to throw my iPhone around just because you don't like iPhones.
Oh, I forgot how fragile they are.
Winging it.
The Ford is great. Other than I noticed there was a little bit of weird cupping on the tires, the front tires. And I don't know if that's because they haven't been rotated. It could be that Matt, Jose, I shit you not, Matt aired up my tires at the end of the trip. And I said, put them right around 35. They were all at 40. So I drove home
Whose gauge did you give me? This is your gauge.
Well, they were all at 40. And so I took some air out of the tires this weekend, but I probably just need to get them rotate the tires. Probably. So, yeah. I don't, doesn't feel like sometimes the cupping is from the shocks bouncing around, like a bad on worn shocks, but it doesn't feel like any of that in the front end. So I'm just going to rotate the tires, get an oil change, and then that'll be fine. But, and I need to replace the skid plate on the transfer case. That's,
my front plate, my front bash plate is bashed.
Yeah.
I got to get a new one for sure.
Bad enough to replace it?
I don't think you can do an oil change anymore because it's been pushed back so far, and I don't think you can reach the oil filter.
Damn.
Yeah, it's bad, and it happened last weekend.
Yeah. I took a couple rocks to the front bash plate on the Ford as well. Mm-hmm. I don't know when it happened, but there's a good solid scratch on the white knuckle sliders.
Oh,
there's
from where my bed flexed and hit the cab. I have a dent on my cab from my bed.
What?
Yeah, exactly. I saw it. Sometimes I'll take phone calls from, out in the parking lot at work. If I'm talking secret stuff or whatever.
If I call you,
yeah, or if I just want some sunlight, I don't know. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And I saw a little like a silver dollar sized ding right below the rear window, the window on the passenger side. And then sure enough, you could see the mark on the bed. Like, oh my God, wow, some pretty.
So you pushed the bed up into the
Wow.
Do you remember the Ford F-150s like 2 generations ago, the more rounded front end ones where the bed did that, the end of the bed, instead of being squared, it kind of,
it's like a step side.
No, yep. but where the cab and the bed came together, the bed extended further and it kind of had this rounded end to it.
Oh yeah.
That was bang every time. That was a big deal. It was banging the cab all over the place back in the day. What about you, Jose? You think you got a new vehicle in 2021?
I don't think so, dude. The Cruise is runs so well that it's so capable and stuff. Like, I don't need a new car. The only reason I would want a new car is because it's more comfortable to daily drive. But as far as the stuff we do, like,
as long as they keep making Bluetooth speakers, I mean, you're good to go.
I mean, I still have the same one.
I'm not sure which one's older, the car or that JBL speaker. Having a new truck would be awesome. I mean, I still want to see what the Frontier is going to be. I mean, everybody wants to know what the new Frontier is going to be, but not everybody.
I don't know.
All the cool people do.
As far as the truck goes, I mean, I just put on that. I put on that rear bumper. So now that Terry.
Oh, it showed up. I didn't even know it showed up.
I had it installed already. Yeah, it's done.
You had it installed?
Yeah.
What?
I had Alex from, we've been talking to him on and off.
Yeah. From
AOE 4x4. His shop did it. Came out really good, dude. They did that bumper's like thick steel, like it's legit. I just haven't taken any pictures or anything of it. I haven't put it up on social
Yeah, I
media
didn't
or
even know. We were wondering whether or not it was going to be ready for expedition. I didn't know.
That was the plan. I had, I was talking to Alex and things that out of his control delayed the process, and I didn't even end up going on the trip. So, yeah, I wanted to surprise you guys on the trip. I was just gonna show up with it on already, but no, it's on there. I haven't taken any pictures. I'll post a couple pictures later, but I don't know what else like I can do to the truck now at this point. Like besides a front bumper, which I don't think I need. I haven't needed it yet. I don't know what else I would do to the truck right now. Maybe a new roof rack, but I never put anything on the roof rack.
Well, and now that the tire's out of the back, you have all that room in the back of the truck.
I have all that room in the back of the truck. But as far as the show goes, I wanted to do more of a expedition overland kind of film, like a short film, like us three go on a trip somewhere far and do like a small little, 2 or 3 part YouTube series.
All of us, one tent.
No tent. It's just all sleep in my car.
Oh, okay. Fogged windows.
I saw it's tangent. I saw a meme today and I had this picture of these 2 girls, and it says these 2 are twins. They both drank from the same water cup. One of them got COVID, same DNA. One of them got COVID. The other one didn't. Read the article at 2 girls, 1 cup. It's trying to get people to search 2 girls, 1 cup.
Oh.
Which don't do.
Find that anymore? Like I'm sure you could.
I'm sure, yeah. That would be cool. That would be a cool I want to use the word intimate, but after your guys' comments, I don't know that's appropriate.
Or most appropriate.
Most appropriate. But
no, I've been wanting us to do something like that for a while. I don't know if that ever will happen. We don't even take pictures when we go on day trips, let alone a whole film production and a 2 or 3 day trip, dude.
Well, but we've talked about that. The reason we don't is because we got so much other stuff going on, right? I mean, I would love to do that, but if I'm in the lead, it takes time and it takes planning. And if I'm in the lead, it's a constant making sure we're going in the right direction and all that stuff. Like I said, I think it requires a trip that is dedicated entirely to that, and then it requires someone being responsible for all of it. Like you made you likened it to Expedition Overland. Clay rarely drives. Clay he's in the middle car directing and producing everything. He's rarely driving. Exactly. He's not leading. He's not doing any of that stuff. Right.
Yeah, exactly. He's directing as the trip is going. In his head, he's already putting the film together or the episode together before they even leave for whatever it is.
Real quick, Perry in the chat room says, I saw that lemon water helped fight COVID. Search lemon party for more info. I'm going to say no. I am not going to do that, Perry.
But yeah, you're right.
I'm just staying quiet because I heard there was a Japanese cure too, but I'm not going to say what it is. It's a something party.
Nope.
Yeah,
don't. What else, Jose? What other kind of things? Once you're out of quarantine.
I just want to go on a trip with you guys. Any trip. I just want to get on a trail someday, dude. Because man,
it's been because you skipped Kessel Run.
My God, dude!
From when was the last time you actually wheeled with us? Because you missed a couple day trips. You missed Kessel Run. You missed Winter Expedition. When did you say you were out? Wasn't that early October?
Something like that. I don't even remember where we went. Where did we go? I think we went to Big Bear.
Yeah, I think Big Bear was the last time.
Big Bear was the last one when Susan just got the new Jeep. Right?
Yeah, and then after that, you were like, "I'm going to be out. I'm studying. I'm going to be out for."
Yeah.
So man, yeah, you've missed a lot.
I have missed a lot, and it sucks. But 2021, we'll see what happens.
So 2020 sucked balls, right? That was pretty shitty. it sucked. I think everybody's a given. It sucked.
Yeah.
2020. Actually, I take it back. Everything turned around when the Dodgers won. Dodgers won the World Series. Everything started turning around. So 2021, it's got to be like pretty good, right? If everybody gets the COVID gets, we move past COVID, everybody's going to go crazy, like with all the four wheeling and the events and all that stuff, right?
I agree.
But your premise is based on move past COVID. That's the part. Like, what does that look like?
Based on Dodgers winning another World Series.
Moving past COVID. Yes, that's a prerequisite for 21 being a good year. But that's going to be the hard part is quote moving past COVID. What does that look like?
What does that mean? Moving past COVID, like, is it vaccinations are just like?
It means you can go to a restaurant again.
Yeah,
I think you don't have to wear a mask.
Yeah, but again, when is that going to happen? I don't see that. And this is based
summertime.
Yeah, I was going to say this is based on my very limited understanding of stuff. I'm a dumb person, but I don't see. It's not like January. We're all going to be.
God, no. No.
We're talking about 6 months. We're talking about July 4th weekend being the first weekend.
Dude, what a celebration that's going to be.
Yeah,
celebrate good times. Come on, dude! Fireworks. People are going to go crazy. Oh, that's going to be great. That's 2021. That's July.
Yeah. Yeah. If we could do that, like if we could get past quote unquote past COVID, yeah, and we can start doing more things. I'm sorry, dude. I'm tired. So that's
dude. It's like 2 or 3 weeks in a row. It's usually me that's yawning.
So Jose, that's I guess that's my 21 goal right now for the show is for me to get to a point at my job where I'm not physically and mentally exhausted on Monday nights, but like right now I just got so much on my plate that it's draining, and I want to get back to a point where it's a smoothly running machine and I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, getting past COVID, getting to the point where we can do more events, and not just wheeling events, but just even the parking lot meet and greet stuff.
I think that's something that was a lot of fun that we did pretty well at, was just the man on the street, me and Jose just going up and hamming it up with people. Those were good times. It'd be fun to do that again.
Yeah. I hope SEMA comes back in 21. I hope, and that it would be cool if SEMA came back in 21 and all three of us were able to go and experience that. That would be a great.
I would have gone this year, but damn COVID ruined everything.
See what else? Off-road, like the big events, Off-Road Expo,
Adventure Expo.
Expo.
Off-Road Expo will probably happen, right? That's like August, September.
October.
Okay, late in the year, we'll probably get into that. That'll be great, something to look forward to. More, it's just who's. Could we set up the orange room, dude? The orange room, I think it's on its last legs.
Yeah.
After this past weekend, I don't know how much longer it's got, but you know what? It got windy. This tangent. It got windy that Saturday night, and it didn't blow away. It didn't fall apart. I thought for sure it's like, oh, this thing ain't.
Yeah,
the
only thing wrong with it is the legs. The little feet on the legs are basically gone because Matt decided to drive a 6-inch spike in a 2-inch hole, which is what
what are you gonna do?
He's been saying for years that's how he operates, but I didn't believe him.
Breaking feet. Left and right. Your dad talking about, oh my God. Your dad was talking to me about, well, you can't, making fun of my gut and then saying you can't drive a spike with a,
you can't drive a railroad spike with a tack hammer.
And I'm all, right. Your daughter? Like, what? Okay. Yes, sir.
Yes. Well, what's funny about that is think about like you going back to my earlier years in marriage, and you get married and immediately your mother-in-law is like, so when are you guys gonna have kids? When are you gonna give me grandchildren? That's like, hey,
I'm trying every night. All right.
That it's funny how someone can say, "When are you going to have kids?" or "When are you going to give me grandchildren?" But they can't say, "When are you going to bang it out with my daughter?" Like that's.
Are you guys knocking it out on the regular? Or what?
You guys should get out of here early because I can see you're yawning and you got work to do. Like no one ever has that conversation.
What the hell is this condom I found in your bedroom? Like,
Yeah.
I want kids. I want bareback action tonight.
And it's funny how like that's socially acceptable. It's socially acceptable for someone to say, "How come you're not having? Why aren't you pregnant? You understand what I have to do to her, right?" Like, but no one ever.
Can you help me, sir?
To Jesus' daughter right now.
Can you help me with some instructions, sir? Maybe I'm doing it incorrectly.
I'll show you the video. You can tell me if I'm doing it right. Tangent.
Gross.
So, what about you, Matt? 2021. What are you looking forward to?
Partying. You know what? Right now, for the past year or so, actually, it's almost 2 years now. I've really just been focusing on work, as you know. But that's really, it's been going pretty well. And I think I'm starting to settle in now. Hopefully I can focus more on some off-road action. I don't know. I'm definitely looking forward to more camping trips. It's I don't want to say it sucks to say, but this past trip was really like reinvigorating. Like, oh yeah, no, this is great. And it's not to say that other ones weren't, or I didn't have a good time, but this was really a great group of people. Everybody mixed really well. It was a really fun trail. I think our experience with larger groups of people showed.
Yeah.
Because we were able to split up and then we both took turns like, okay, you take them back this time or whatever. I think that was a positive thing. So I honestly think that our experience camping and holding these events, I think we're getting better at it.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Kessel Run. Awesome. You guys missed that. That was a blast.
Yeah. I planned the whole thing and missed it.
Yes.
But going back to your comment about the how good this event was doesn't depreciate the value of the other events. It's also the place that we are at, kind of what you're saying about the experience, the places that we're. So like with you're working so much and my new job, like I was super stressed. We talked about this last week. I was super stressed out and
you almost pooped your pants.
Yeah. I'm like, I had tummy grumbles bad. And the community engagement and the fun that we had was what I needed at that moment. It helped me refocus on why we do the show. And, I don't think like in the past, like if I go back to like Winter Expedition last year, I was unemployed when I was planning that. I didn't have anything else to do, but I was in between jobs, remember? And, I didn't have anything to do but plan that. So I was focused entirely on the show and the event. Whereas this year was the exact opposite. It was so much on the plate that I didn't have the time to appreciate it until we got out there.
Yeah. So conversely, last year my little machine broke.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to be able to sleep. I'm out of here. I can't do it. Knowing what I know about this year's trip, I might have just stayed. Like screw it. I can't leave. I'm having too much fun. I got to figure this out. Whatever. That means I got to sleep in my truck upright, whatever I got to do. That was how great this trip was. So, I look forward to doing that again. And hopefully, hopefully it is Hammers or, there was something else. Oh, Mojave, like kind of got like bing, bing, bing the next, till July.
Yeah. And it also, to your point about our experience doing this camping, like you knew that you had to have that machine to power your other machine, and you had all that dialed in. This week, and then based on my experiences in the last 2 winter expeditions, I knew what clothes I needed to bring to not be cold. I got the cot this time, which was a big deal. So we're at the point where our setup, our gear for...
Yeah, you're prepared for the elements or, what we're going to get in.
Yeah, it's
involved in.
Every time we're getting a little bit better at how we camp.
And now we know, make sure there's a Walmart within 15 minutes and you're golden.
Cody,
camping at
the
different
only one
Walmarts.
use the refrigerator. Like, would you still consider getting one of those?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. I definitely want a
Casey had one.
yeah, Casey had one this time around. I definitely would love to have a what's it called? Whether it be
Refrigerator?
well, I was gonna say the one that I used was the Dometic, but I don't know that it has to be the Dometic. I know Iron Man makes a really good one. There's a couple brands out there, and yeah, I would absolutely consider it.
With those things, I don't know. I don't know if the less expensive ones are that dramatically worse than the higher end ones. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if should you save up and buy a real good one? I think most people would say yes. Buy once, cry once, but I mean, for the amount of trips that you really use it on,
Yeah, you're talking about a dozen times or something,
Maybe not even that during the year. Maybe 5 times.
Oh, I'm just talking about like period. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know the answer to that, Jose. I know
It's just got to work for that weekend, and then it sits in your garage.
But the concern would be the way that we use them and bounce them around. And
yeah, can I just mob down the Kessel Run, and then it comes flying out, and then is it going to still work if I plug it back in?
You know what we need, Matt?
We need
spring isolators.
Oh.
We need a curb and spring isolators in the back of the truck.
Okay.
So in our world,
is that our
hashtag we designed this. Hashtag is ours. Hashtag you can't have it. So in our world, when you take a large piece of equipment, HVAC equipment, you set it on a roof, a lot of times you'll set it on spring isolators. So on the 4 corners, there's these pads that have springs in them. So as the machine vibrates, it doesn't resonate down through the building. So, they specifically design the springs based on the weight of that unit in that specific location. So it's evenly balanced. We could do that. We could get some.
They got to be like lighter. No, I think I could.
No. The
amount of movement that the truck is doing.
Well, we don't need it to have full on articulation. It just needs to be able to adjust to a large bump or vibration. You know what I mean? Like the biggest thing.
It's still gonna bottom out.
Yeah, it'll still bottom out, but the vibration piece, like that, keeps it from shaking. Spring isolators on a rack. We'll build a rack. And so that the refrigerator mounts in the rack, and the rack has
my truck already has a rack, and we just mount it right to the bed.
Yeah, you're right, and we'll put spring isolators underneath it. So there we go.
What are the lightest duty spring isolators that you guys have, poundage wise?
Yeah, like 30. I think I had 35, 36 pounds.
Yeah.
Per spring. They make them. Yeah. I'm sure they have them for all kinds.
Sure they have them all kinds
for
of
like
stuff.
Small exhaust fans and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, put a material request together next week.
What job can I order these on?
You know what? I'll have Mason West take a look at that and see if they can size up something for me.
What's funny is you and I think that's hilarious. Nobody knows what we just said.
Like, whatever.
So there's an engineering firm.
Whoever that is.
Yeah, there's an engineering firm that we reach out. Usually, like most people in the industry will reach out to these guys and say, I need this structural design thing, and these guys will make it for you. But yeah, I would love to have a fridge. I don't know if it's in the cards right away, but it would be nice. Scott is saying that Iceco makes a good fridge, and $20 for 2 small boat tie downs, and you can mob.
Yeah, $20.
$20 is $20. Ultra 4 is Ultra 4. So I don't know, man. I think right now, and we've talked about it before, I want to do some more content-driven shows. We are really good at this. We're really good at, hey, we don't have any topics. Let's sit down and chat, right? And I say we're really good. I don't know if anybody cares, but we can fill up airtime without much content, pre-work. But I want to get better at having stories.
Yeah, so I was kind of alluding to that. If I had a little more time where I'm not so focused at work, work's work. But, by the time I get home, I don't want to think about work. I just want to veg out and just go to bed. But hopefully, now that I have frees me up to help out with show content and things like that. Maybe we can, I know we had talked about, oh, this is your week to come up with some kind of a topic to talk about. Oh, was that this week? So.
Bro, you had volunteered yourself.
Yeah.
And then you're like, it. I don't have it.
Jose, that was a mistake on my part.
Yeah.
Volunteering for anything.
Notice he hasn't volunteered ever since.
No, I learned a lesson that day.
I want to get more people involved in this show. I think one of the other things that this last event taught me was that the community that we have built is got great stories. Everybody's got a story, and I had the opportunity to have one-on-one conversations with a lot of people in Arizona, and it was like, oh man, that'd be a great story. Maybe it's not a full hour story, but there's a story in all these people, and I want to get to a point where we can talk to those people more.
That was our opportunity this past weekend.
Yeah, and we hosed it with not having the right equipment because Jose bailed on us.
I would have gone, and I would have probably killed somebody.
He's all excited.
I know. But I think we'll do more of that going forward. Well, let's do this. It's 8:00, so we've been rambling for an hour and a half. I'm beat. We're gonna cut it here. And if you have suggestions for the show in 2021, topics, people to interview,
that's a topic right there. Refrigerators. Okay, well here's some price points and makes and whatever.
And we had reached out to one of the manufacturers, and I was texting back and forth with one of the reps that was going to be on the show, and I don't remember whatever happened with it.
This one flew out of my truck 3 times, and it still works. It's a little rounded around the edges, and the door doesn't close, right? But the compressor comes on.
We talked about product reviews. We've got a company we need to reach out to talk about some product reviews. They said that they were on board with letting us do that. But again, if we're not going to go on events and stuff, then it's hard to do that. But we will put together some lists. I think next week's going to be very interesting, having the conversation with the lady from Peterson. I'm excited about that because Jose and I talked about how I've been wanting to go to that museum forever. Yeah, just never went. So once that's open, maybe that's once that's open, we all go and do a man on the streets at Peterson. And we're going to continue doing what we do and trying to make it good. And
I think they have the Batmobile there. Maybe 2 Batmobiles.
I was going to say, I bet they do. They have everything there.
Yeah.
Well, they have exhibits that they, rotate. And right now they have a supercar exhibit with all these famous supercars, from the 80s and 90s. And
do they have kit there?
I think they do, actually.
Yeah.
And that's what Autumn's coming to talk on about. They have this extreme adventure vehicle exhibit, and she's coming on to tell us about that. So that'll be a good conversation next week. And
so sorry about this week.
Yeah, about this week.
Please tune in to next week.
I'm tired. I'm still recovering from actually working for a living and going to Arizona, and we will have something more important or more informative next week. And for those of you that have suggestions, please let us know. Let's. I see Cal 4-Wheel is in there as a suggestion already. I like that idea. I'll reach out and see if we can't get something scheduled. And send us emails. Cody at trailchasers.net, Matt at trailchasers.net, Jose at trailchasers.net, info at trailchasers.net. I think the Trailchasers, the Trailchasers at gmail.com. Send us.
Thank you.
Send us DMs, whatever. Thank you guys for listening. 2020, while it has sucked in many ways, has also been a great year for us.
Is this our last episode of 2020?
No. Next week's going to be the last episode of 2020.
Let's break something next week. Can we? No.
Like on my person?
No,
because I don't want to do that.
No, I mean, no, we don't have. You've already done your break a thing for the year. Let's save it for next year. Let's save it for 2 weeks, and then that way, you'll have that's plenty of content for the new year. I'm talking about let's light something on fire, or
you want to do the Office Space fax machine in the field,
exactly,
with a baseball bat,
exactly,
playing gangster rap in the background. I don't know.
Okay.
All right, guys. Look, thank you so much for being listeners. We appreciate it. You guys make it great for us, and we will do better in the future, which is something I tell my wife often, and it usually doesn't plan out. So I'll do better next time. All right, guys. Have a great night. Thank you so much. We're going to end the live stream here. All right, guys. Wow, you hear Presley screaming in the background? Perry says, I can probably get you Kurt Schneider from Modern Keeper, which I'm thinking means Jeeper, who writes a lot of trail advocacy. That'd be cool. Yeah, send them our way for sure. Guys, we're going to end the live stream here. I am so exhausted. It was a long day today.
Dude, you had to go to Van Nuys.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I was in the office at 7:15. Laid out a bunch of guys on what
I'd rather drive to Vegas than go to Van Nuys.
Well, it was L.A. It was so it was yeah. I mean, it was the 5 and Van Nuys Boulevard. I mean, it was yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, exactly. Van Nuys. It's the Valley.
But it was a necessary meeting, and it ended up being a good meeting. 7:00 at the office, 2 meetings that were horrible, then went to Van Nuys for a good meeting, and then came back for another reasonably okay meeting. And then here. So you guys, thank you, John. You too. Have a great Christmas. Everybody have a good night, and we will talk to you later.
Presley, and thank you for listening. Thank you to Next and Tire. Thank you to Icon. If you want to be on the show, call 951-394-DIRT. Thank you to Ryan Terrena with all of the music.